Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm making a recipe from my own cookbook, the Spicy Food Lovers Cookbook. I am making a dish that is Creole spiced smothered pork chops. And this puts a nice spicy spin on something I did grow up with. It is not only nice and spicy, huge on flavor, but it's also very easy to make. And I hope you love it as much as I do. So let me show you how to make it. All right, my friends, let's get cooking. I've got my station set up here for my smothered Creole spiced pork chops. Here I have 4 good-sized bone-in pork chops, and these are about maybe 3/4 inch thick. Maybe 1/2 inch thick would be, good, actually very good for this as well. All right, so I'm gonna add these to a bowl because I'm gonna spice the heck out of them here. All right, got these into my bowl here. And I have a blend of Creole spices. So Creole spices are very much like Cajun seasonings, but usually a little bit more stuff in it. Big flavor here. I have a homemade Creole blend, seasoning blend on the website that you can check out, or you can use your favorite seasoning blend, or Cajun seasonings are good too. So here I have, you can use 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna use closer to 3. I'm gonna use some more of that. And I have a teaspoon of garlic powder, and salt and pepper to taste. I do like a lot of black pepper. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and rub these in, so hold on, I gotta take off the wettering. Don't wanna make a mess. It's all right, Patty. We're still married in my heart. All right, so I'm gonna get these nice and rubbed in. Gotta rub it all in, man, get it. Big flavor, big flavor. You can cut back on the seasoning if it's a little too much for you, but I like a lot. All right, I'm gonna set my pork chops aside and clean up a little. Guess what? I'm married again. All right, guys, I got my cooking station all set up now, and you can see I don't have a lot of ingredients, which is kind of awesome. Makes it easy, right? So I've got a good large pan, a cast iron pan here, heated up to a good medium, a little higher than medium heat, medium-high heat. And I'm gonna add some oil. Let that heat up a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my pork chops. I wanna get a nice sear on them. I'm gonna sear each side a couple minutes. They don't have to cook through, they're gonna cook through later, but you just wanna get a nice crust. Listen to that sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle. So I'm doing this in batches so I don't overcrowd the pan. Make sure I get that nice crust. Oh yes, look at that crust. Yum. Big flavor. Dude. All right, I'm gonna set these onto a plate for now. Beauties. Get the other 2 nice and seared up. Yes. Sizzle, sizzle. Smells good in here. All right, guys, I got my pork chops nicely seared up. Gonna move them over to a plate for now. And just gonna lower the heat just a little bit. And you can add a little more oil if you need to. And you could scrape up some of the brown bits on the bottom here. But for now, I've got a little bit more oil, and we're gonna cook down some veggies here. I've got a sweet onion and a chopped bell pepper. I'm using red, you can use either. And for some heat, here I have a chopped Scotch bonnet. My recipe calls for habanero, but I grew Scotch bonnets in my garden this year. Either work for a delicious, fruity kind of flavor addition, but also nice spice level to it. And in terms of spice factor, you could dial back on that. You can cut back or just don't even use the habanero, or use a milder pepper. It really depends on your preference. But I'm gonna go ahead and cook this down for maybe 4 to 5 minutes to soften them up. And I should say that be careful in your kitchen. You might get some fumes from the hotter pepper, especially something like habanero level or above. Could be a little fumey. Open a window if you need to, or you might get your sinuses a little bit. I've driven Patty out of the house a few times in my cooking tenure, so I work to avoid that. All right, these are softened up nicely. So next, I'm adding fresh garlic. Recipe calls for 3 cloves. You can add more if you want. Got them chopped up. Just add them to the pan and cook for 30 seconds to a minute or so until you can smell the gorgeous garlic blooming. Delicious. All right, next I have a couple tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So this is going to become a thickening agent for our smothering sauce. And I'm just going to cook this in for a couple of minutes. I'm going to swirl it around in here in some of the oils. You don't have to really cook it long because it's going to thicken up in the overall sauce when it simmers. All right, next I have a cup of chicken stock here. I'm going to pour that in here. And you'll kind of swirl it in and cook a little bit till it thickens. And at this point, you can really scrape up any of the brown bits that are stuck to the bottom of the pan from your searing. As there's a lot of flavor in those bits. You do not want that to go to waste. So I'm just gonna cook this for a minute or two, stirring. All right, it's thickening up nicely. So the next step, I'm gonna reduce the heat a bit here. And I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of Mexican crema for a bit of creaminess. So I like to use Mexican crema for this, for the cream factor. If you want to get really more decadent, you can definitely use heavy cream or something like half and half. That's going to add a lot of flavor and richness to this dish. But I'm kind of, watching the figure a little. And this actually works amazing. So I'm just gonna swirl this in. It really smells good in here. Next step, going to tuck the pork chops back into our sauce, like so. And if you want, you can spoon a little over the top, kind of get them smothered, covered up in there. Flip them, coat them, get them nice and smothered here. And I'm gonna just make sure the heat's reduced, and we're gonna let this simmer for a good 15 to 20 minutes, really, or until the pork chops are cooked through to your personal preference. But it doesn't take that long, and just keeps getting better and better. So, all right, I'll be back. So what I love about this dish, and what I hope you also love, is the overall blooming warmth and flavor that you get from a really good blend of Creole seasonings. It just really develops overall, and it matches nicely with pork chops and other seared meats. And I also love the overall creaminess factor with this that makes the dish very comforting without being over the top, decadent like the calories department. It's just super delicious. But also what I really love is with the addition of the habanero, the spicy habanero or Scotch bonnet pepper, it adds a little extra fruity layer to it. Definitely a nice level of heat. But overall, when you're speaking of heat factor, you can easily dial back on that, either just use a little bit or skip the habanero overall, and you'll still get an amazingly delicious dish. And you can dial back on the Creole spices too, so it's really more up to the heat and spice level that you prefer. Guys, I do hope you'll check out my cookbook. It is called the Spicy Food Lovers Cookbook. It is fiery, no-fuss meals. The goal of the book for me was really to give you guys easy to make recipes that are spicy to a level that you prefer. So everything's really customizable, and they're also easy. I mean, that's pretty huge for me. You can see this is quite easy, right? But my overall table of contents, I have from the land of intensity, sizzling seafood, hot and spicy handhelds, piquant pasta, blazing breakfasts for dinner, really. Slow and spicy, so it's slow cooker recipes. I got power under pressure. I love my pressure cooker. Fired up foods from around the world, and the Zesty Sauce Project, which was kind of fun, and I should do another book on that. So check it out, guys. Great Christmas present. All right, guys, check it out. Looking good. It's going to remove it from heat here. Let's talk about serving. You can serve this with something like rice or really any of your favorite vegetable side dishes, steamed veggies, pretty much anything you want. This is a beautiful main, and it'll go with any and all kinds of sides. So, all right, let's give it a taste. Best part of the day, my friends. Pork chops seriously rock. So tender, huge flavor. Definitely a good level of spice. It's starting to bloom. I can feel it a little bit. Not too bad. Literally, just the way I like it. So I hope you love it. That's it, my friends. Creole spiced, delicious, smothered pork chops. I really hope you love it as much as I do. We both love it. And I would love to hear what you think of the recipe in the comments below, but also if you happen to buy my cookbook, what you think of that. I hope you do. Thank you for the support. If you are looking for more awesome spicy recipes, boom and boom, I think I want both today. So anyway, I really look forward to seeing you guys in the kitchen next time. Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Bye.